overtime there. Going to Mirage now. Could be the 2-0. The way that some of the Astralis boys are playing and the absence of some of the big names from G2 as well. Kenny has a very, very quiet game to kick things off. Another AWP-centric map here as we move on to Mirage, of course. Here's a beautiful set.
Do we see Dupree on it now?
He does AWP on this map. He's secondary AWP. I'm not sure if he's primary. He definitely AWPs on this map, though. But here we go. PD50 for Glaive. Same sort of buy as we saw on Nuke. Smoke deployed already. Full A-side attack. There's only one player to defend, really. That's going to be Body. We have got a rotation from Kenny, but smoked out. He can just about see the balcony, though, so Flashbang doesn't really affect Body too much. And just be Kenny spamming off. Doesn't get anything done there. And a plant should be coming in relatively quickly.
I like that guy.
Yeah.
Getting used to him.
Bit of voice of God. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that at home. Probably not.
Apparently they could actually hear it yesterday. I was wrong. So we didn't sound as crazy as we are. Apex takes down Zipix. Vice will get forward. Try and fight off against NBK. That's so successfully, but in the meantime, Dupree went down to Kenny S. His Body starts off the retake. Takes down Device, and Shox has the kill. They are defusing already. KRB can't do anything of it. It's on the wrong side of the box. And unfortunately lose the opening round to G2. So 1-0 G2 to start it off on this map 2.
Indeed it is. Kenny S there, not even black bars. He's got like a little square around his game. I haven't seen that before. An interesting res he must be using. But there we go. It will be G2. A decent retake there. Not a single kit available to them. Setting up the human shield as they went for the 10-second defuse. Nothing KRB could do there. He was very far removed from that situation. Couldn't see the bomb. It was a good opening start. The smoke and the plant coming in. Lost the first pick. The retake was successful. We'll be buying up AKs in the third round here. But for now, a few upgraded pistols. I have some CZs, Deagles, PD50s, and we've got Apex. Hungry for blood here in the underpass, and he'll get some. Takes down Dupree. And this should be a very easy round for them. Preparing for the AKs. As they get 3 rifles out here. Just want to make sure they keep 5 players alive for the utility, and maybe an aggressive round for them in the next, just to get that first pick. Nice goes down, and it's unlikely the bomb gets planted now.
Apex will jump back after getting aggressive toward Tetris. Just spray in through the smoke, but a 5 versus 3. Glaive still has the bomb. They'll try and wrap around toward B instead to plant it, but watch out because NBK. The gun that doesn't make sense geometrically will be pushed up. KRB goes in toward him. Down he goes immediately. The other two will know that he's there. Zipix turns his back to try and take the fight. He does win it, but it's 1 kill all for naught. Bomb already dropped, and 2-0 now G2.
AK's coming out in this round then for Astralis. This is what they're building up to with the bomb planted in the pistol. Gives everyone a bit extra cash. It means the AKs is certainly an option here. Certainly bring it out. G2 though are fully aware of the situation, and they kept, I think, at least 1 SMG. They might have thrown one of them away considering they lost a player there. So maybe 4 rifles, 1 SMG to work with here. We'll have a look. Should be a pretty decent buy for Astralis with AK's smokes. And indeed, 1 SMG. That's the MP9 of Shoxy. MBK with Famous. Same story for Body as well. And they might try and just get that first pick and try and do what they can. That's Kenny S. A little bit brave, I have to say. No flashbang from his teammates. Just bloody faces from Connected, gets his head blown off. You can see how ready they were for that. Cross their place in that position, and Connector control granted.
Shot Device.
Yeah.
And will pull back some space as well now that he has ladder room that can control the situation. Over off a lot of access in the middle as Dupree makes noise. So that'll be heard by MBK. Hence, he stares at the wall and tries to ascertain exactly where it's coming from in his ears. Which isn't always the easiest in CSGO.
Good.
Kiska. It's Kiska. Maybe the C is silent. I don't know.
2-man advantage here should be in the strongest round. No kits available, surprisingly, for G2 here. MBK certainly dead. Device holds a difficult angle to challenge, and slowly but surely they are going to be picking this round up. 40 seconds remaining. Bomb to be planted. Body and Shoxy will go for at least some damage here, but find that, but no kills. MP9 for Shoxy remaining.
Not the best, Glaive. I like his reaction. He's, damn.
Save the SMG.
Interesting those windows have such an ominous light through them when there's not even, I don't even think they align correctly with the windows on the outside.
Probably not.
Valve map making at its finest. On DE Strike. Bring back fire.
I hated fire.
Yeah, I hated fire. It just was too big.
Yeah.
Like
The
that whole like
passage
basket.
system
It was
and stuff.
stupid. Yeah, it was. If they shortened it and like brought this T-spawn closer and got rid of that stupid fence in middle so you could only go one way, I think it'd be okay. Maybe.
Maybe. Wow. Here we go then. G2 with the force by himself. Fully execute. I like this. Very difficult to defend against. And there's the smokes deployed. There's one towards jungle as well. There's a very deep smoke coming in there as he jumped really through it. So Kenny has to defend with body as well. Can't get anything done. It's Dupree looking very good at the AK-47. Zipex tags up Kenny through the smoke, but he somehow gets a kill in return. It's a very chaotic round here as Kiabi does essentially solidify the round for the Astralis side.
Big kill from Zipex though. That should win them the round. Shox tried to snip in while the smokes were still there. They'd already cleared the site towards CT, but with the smokes down, Shox wanted to get inside of the site and surprise them when they actually did go for the plant. Thankfully, Zipex was up on top of the balcony and saw it coming, was able to get the kill before he could hide reverse firebox. Therefore, another round for Astralis. They should have changed their slogan when they were sponsored by Audi to the cars.
To the cars. Yeah, it's quite good.
Maybe Audi would have kept them signed then.
We'll leak it now for G2 as we go into 2-2, round number 5. Pretty much default pistols across the board. We have got a PD-50 for Apex, but Astralis looking pretty dominant since they managed to get that bomb down the pistol. Third round force by. 2 in a row for them now. Almost certain to be 3 as the B-bomb side's completely open. Apex does rotate in, but he won't be able to do much about this. The bomb will be planted momentarily as it makes its final commitment towards the site. They have realized at this point they're actually going to be waiting for hunting players in CT spawn. So they're going to allow them to plant. They've got a kind of Virtus Pro style snake in the CT spawn area, hoping for anyone to push and be hungry for frags. Could actually work out for them. That's like a little tower coming through of pea shooters. There it is.
Glaive trying to shoot out from shoulder peak position inside of checkers. It won't matter. A lot of kills quickly. That's a rather full newspaper today in the obituary section.
Well, they got to shake hands then.
But a pleasure doing business with you. This transaction has been successful. Device, one of the players that's, like many others, turns his keyboard Shox rather. I don't know why I said Device. Turns his keyboard very, very sideways.
Obo Astralis. I hope that doesn't mean anything bad.
Or best offer.
Yeah.
That's usually what it means if you're selling something.
Okay.
1,500 or OBO. What would be 1,500 OBO? Otherwise, it would be 1,500 or OBO, best offer.
Why is Dupree only got a Glock?
Well, I'm not sure, but Device has an AK, and he spots Kenny. Kenny,
Why's he got a Glock?
in turn, spots him with an AWP. I just told you I don't know.
Doesn't spawn or something.
Not from Kenny. Takes down Glaive, the start G2 want as they fall down to a 3-2 scoreline against them. So 2-3, I suppose, would make more sense if I said it in that way, but I didn't. I don't know why. Kenny gets inside of the site. They get forward. Body and Shox. Take down Device on the entrance. 2-man advantage.
Looking very good for the G2 boys. Challenging aggressively towards that A ramp. The M4 is doing great work of Shoxy, the orb chiming in of Kenny S as well. Still a chance to win this with Kiavi's position. He's known to be quite deadly on this map. He holds towards the steps. Waiting for a mistake to be made, and it could be Shoxy to do that first. The Zipex should take him down here, but a nice shot. Keeps him alive. Now it's definitely down to Kiavi to make something happen here. Spots another one towards the balcony area. Body's low HP. He overextends, will be taken down, but he's being very clever here, not giving Kiavi anything to work with. Finally, he does. Timing's perfect, though. Just the looks away. I don't think he'll be making this frag. MPK takes him down, and G2 have a nice healthy round there. 4 players surviving.
Oh,
Shake my hand.
The Clutch Master.
Yeah, how many clutches at his tournament's been nuts.
Do you remember in the end of 2015 when they were talking about removing him from the Astralis roster?
Yeah, they said you got a couple
roster.
of tournaments to step up and show us if you're still capable, and he certainly delivered on that front.
3-3 to the window. Don't have to say the rest of that. Chat will do it for me. Shocks. Kenny's going to go below the Molotov, smoke down, flash out, all kinds of utility, and he'll give up on the position, although the smoke does extinguish the Molotov, and therefore he can actually still try and peek toward middle, but a smoke down on catwalk. They want to push through it. He's ready, otherwise can't see them. Did I give you all the information there?
Yeah, pretty good.
That's not a bad guess from Dupree. Not sure how he actually didn't do more damage to body with that spray. Only clipped him with a bullet, put him on 73.
Whoever wins this round will be forcing their opponent down to an eco here. Both slightly struggling. Shotzi and Co pushing in. It's almost a guaranteed frag for them. Nice work. Guaranteeing a trade. Wasn't even required. They've got the man advantage now. Zipx waits towards the apartments, and there will be an A attack momentarily. Kenny S there. Him waiting. He can probably cause a lot of damage. A good flashbang. He'll be challenging as body gets flashed off himself. Missed shot from Kenny. Gives away his position, so Zipx probably won't be coming out anytime soon as the Molotovs are now deployed.
Good shot Apex as well to shut down Glaive, so I would say the break goes to G2. Astralis will not have much money. Nade thrown intentionally to be bounced so that it goes to Tetris and does massive damage to Kiabi. It works. Kenny gets the assist on Body's kill. Device, meanwhile, still waiting with the op. Shot does damage. Now he gets Kenny. 2 players low, but staying on the AWP, it won't matter. It matters what shots hit and what do not. Checks the corner, knows he's there, but Shocks goes out and gets the kill instead.
A bit dicey there with Device on the AWP and low HP players in front of him, but still doing everything he could. Shocks, he takes him down. 2 clean rounds there. Like I said, without the bomb going down, Astralis probably have like 1 weak buy left in them. I would say they probably take the eco here, maybe just a small partial buy. Have a look as we get into the next round. Their utility wasn't great into that one, so we'll have a look. Yeah, and will be the eco. So we'll take that partial bite. CZ's bit of armor as well. Device and Zipx going bareback.
That's the way I like to go. Device down into the underpass. The AWP. Pops out from Zipix, spraying. I suppose not really spraying with a pistol, but tapping out to try and get anyone inside of connector. It's all worked out because Device and KRB find kills.
5 on 3, no real grenades having to be utilized here. It's going to be MBK to try and defend, and Device with another. This is looking fantastic now for the Danish side. The pistols doing a lot of work here. G2 maybe overextending a little bit too much and almost killing his opponent, his teammate there. MBK snaps up. Device holding CD spawn. Presumably his teammates head towards B. So it's down to MBK here. Still can win the round, but with the AWP, it's not an ideal weapon considering the situation. Device is watching CD spawn, remember, so it's up the body to find 1 player. That's the surprise, though. They're trying to suggest something's going towards A, and now MBK is doing a very good job reading this. He could actually pull this round back. 3 on 2 now. He gets 1 more, almost certainly here. Nails the shot, and he might just stay alive. Misses out on the van kill.
Wow.
The bomb could be planted, Dupree. Wow, what a recovery that is. 5 on 2. Down to the 2 on 1.
What a round from MBK. 3 kills, making a 4th as he swaps over to the pistol. And G2 survive the anti-eco.
Yeah, somehow.
Start from Astralis as well, especially the window kill. The 2
I think they
were
just
well executed.
overthink that situation. The fact they had that huge lead, to stay as a 5-man unit and just get in. And they tried to fake it out towards A. And MBK wasn't buying what they were selling. Didn't rotate. Watched the kill towards the kitchen, nailed that. Knew they'd probably be coming on towards B. Ran away with the round. Here we go then. 5-3. Smoke deployed. Kenny S with the gap. Almost certainly kills Glaive. He does indeed. It's another buy for Astralis here. Double AWP set up now for G2. This is where they can be very deadly indeed. We saw what MBK is capable of. Good flashbang there from KRB, but not good enough. MBK finds him while blind. Legs another as well. He's starting to hit almost every single shot.
Certainly is, as Apex is still inside the quad. Drops down, takes bomb as Zipix falls. It sits on the ground inside of the site. Dupree's aware of it, so is Device naturally, but they need to clear out some angles before they could even go toward it as Kenny watches it with the WP, and they're hoping Dupree will do the work. Device doesn't want to commit with 17. He's hoping he can stay in the windows. Kenny's going to get forward, body boosted, and Dupree has to naturally go back to the site eventually. A minute to work with. He could go for some rather crazy, audacious flank, but I think, yeah, he's going to slow peek in. Ooh, okay.
Yes.
It was a miss. Dupree on the AWP as well. He's picked up MBK's AWP because he knows they're out toward catwalk now, which means he's got range. Somehow it doesn't amount to a kill, but they're low on HP, enough for Device to walk out with his 17 and take down the kills.
Well, as soon as they got the rifle player down, the HP doesn't become a factor at that point. Because they know Kenny has the AWP, might as well take the jewel. If you can find a few bullets there when flashbangs are going off, Molotovs are down, difficult to spot him. Gets 2 kills. Nice work by Astralis to recover that situation. Here's the shot from MBK in the previous round. And absolutely everything. This one I found surprising. They didn't go for the plant. Trying to challenge with the Deagle range. Didn't really work out for them. MBK to finish things off with the PG50 there. Good game with the AWP so far, but not good enough in that round. Their money's starting to dwindle now. UMPs, MP9s, CZ. They have got the AWP for Kenny S. Tough tournament for him since the playoffs began. Great in the group stages. 5-4. Astralis trying to break the bank of G2. Once again, a situation where the team will be on eco if they lose this particular round, and it's going to be Apex to strike first. And 4 in hand, takes down Glaive. Finds him the advantage, but Dupree trying to do the exact same thing towards B. MBK might be caught with his nades out. He is, but it's a little bit chaotic. He has to try and get 1 kill. The UMP does it. Still alive for now. We're certainly going to go down here, or maybe not. Bomb will be dropped on the B site, and it's going to be really frantic toward the connector as well. Device left in the 4 versus 1, but this round looks like it's G2. And even more so as MBK finds the final shot. Headshot towards Device. 6-4. Money going to be around the... I think around the 2K mark per player, maybe a little bit more. Then you get $1,400 in this round. Dupree doesn't look that infused.
Does not.
No one really looks that fired up.
Should we go out there and wake them up? Run into the booths, jump around a bit, get them all hyped.
Bucket of water.
Lots
or
of
a cream pie, maybe.
Lots of electronics. Yeah, cream pie is probably better. Wouldn't want to break anyone's computers. Double up. 6-4.
Oh, they
Apex at mid.
They had good openings with the Deagles before, if you remember. Maybe they can do that again, but that's not looking too good for Glaive. He'll burn alive and Apex get the final bullet. And these pistols won't be delivering the goods this time, from what I can tell. I'll head towards A. The bomb's over there as well. We've got 1 player on the underpass. That's Dupree. Going to be a bit of a demon with the Deagle.
Good shot, body. Couple quick taps and then eventually connects. Also does enough damage that Chalks is able to lob an aid forward and find Kiarbi. And a little bit of an echo as we get the in-house audio plus our in-game audio plus G2 winning another round. So 7-4. Astralis T side. I believe they couldn't quite see it or didn't recognize that I could see it in time to say, but I think they've got weapons back out.
Well. Astralis can't get anything done with the Deagles. Has to be the full eco here. Was a bit of a force buy in the previous round. Double AWP setup still running strong for G2. 7-4 in their favor. Quite a balanced map, but most teams would prefer to start on the CT side and post themselves a target to beat. Coming to the closing few rounds of the first half now. Astralis presumably won't get much done here without the armor, but flashbangs towards B. They know the AWP's there. And indeed, they would be correct. That's MBK waiting at the bench position. He is backed up by Apex as short. They're going to try and pounce on him, though, but he hits another shot. It's a collateral as well. Won't get the second kill, but damage certainly inflicted. And he'll get dropped eventually. Apex just with a Deagle here. Needs to be careful. He'll nail the shot, though, so maybe not. Device doing some work here with the AWP. If the no-scope comes in, he definitely had a chance. A clap there from Zonic, trying to fire them up. He certainly seems keen today.
Let's get him in the server.
Happened before.
It has. Dupree got sick at a major. He stepped in. And with Glaive as a stand, yeah, exactly. I was going to say with Glaive as a stand-in during that event as well, because Kiarbi couldn't play even though he was signed to the roster because he played with Dignitas already. That's how they got their legendary status with 2 stand-ins, not just 1. NIP managed to keep their legendary status with Threat, the same event if I'm not mistaken. Or was that Columbus? I think that was actually Columbus.
That was Columbus, yes.
One prior, yeah. Dupree. Good trade by body, however, as he got shocks. Some double aggression toward A main works, but it's still a 4-4 and an 8-4 scoreline. Glaive will continue up catwalk with smoke both on his right side and his left side. Either way you look, NBK definitely spots Kiarbi. He's ready with the AWP, has a good angle, but doesn't get behind the wall fast enough with the flash. They're walking in from both catwalk and from the apartments, and they've gotten far too close for the AWP to be viable. Device and Zipix, both with great entrances. B side open.
It is. That should be the round as well. 4-2. They are focusing quite heavily towards this P side, trying to shut down the all potential of MBK. And this time, double flashbang will do it. He changed his position up. He's been playing defensively from the bench, but aggressive doesn't really work out for him. It's going to be Kenny S to try and hold them off. The device is the double spray down, almost certainly. Slipx gets one. Kenny S takes one down with him. That'll make things more expensive at least. Still a lot of reset potential here as we get to round number 14. There is money available, as we quickly saw, for the G2 side, so they'll be absolutely fine to buy. Maybe a couple of compromises there. Utility perhaps, or no kits. Maybe just one kit.
Hyper PC. Sounds like me.
So yeah, a couple of kits. The AWP comes out. Trying to body block the smoke. That doesn't really do much in this game. Would be an interesting...
Do you think he was trying to body block the smoke, or was
I
he trying
think
to
it's
jump to
just
Cat?
coincidence. Yeah. Did it actually stop him? Did it block him?
Well, I'm a bit curious if it did. We got to it kind of late to see what his movement pattern was leading up to that, but if he was trying to jump out and it blocked him, that'd be pretty epic. Because he did run right back through connector to window immediately after. We know Dupree as well throws that smoke that comes in on the right side. Because we had that chat during Pro League. Body. Imagine Dupree's like on that level of thinking where he intentionally throws it so Albers can't jump out the window.
Yeah.
Shocks takes down Glaive. Dink as well in middle. Body's tagged at 12, but it's now a 5 versus 2. Dupree in the corner. They definitely put Baby there this time. It's Device in a 1 versus 5.
Device can't do anything about this. This is the reset round as well as they go into number 15. He just wants to save his sword. He's got a minute to try and stay alive. He'll be in towards T-spawn. Last mid approach with a massive gap in the smoke. He actually got thrown in correctly. I'm not sure the body block had any sort of effect on that, but it certainly left Kenny S with a massive window of opportunity. He doesn't get any frags from it, but Apex certainly does. Kills for him for the M4, picks up the AK-47.
And you got to wonder as well, with Dupree missing that smoke as many times as we saw in Pro League, is he going to think he missed it again?
I don't know, yeah.
The mind games.
He did blame the servers for that.
Oh, the server conditions weren't great that day.
That's what I'm thinking.
You have to give him the forecast next time.
Well, like we said, trying to save the AWP here. 10 seconds to do so. Just watching for anyone to push the apartments, and there will be another AWP on the other side there. It's going to be Kenny. He'll probably push as the time runs down. Yeah, just like that. Device aware of this prospect. As the time goes, oh, he's dead.
Yep. Gone after the time as well. As you mentioned, 9-5. Many sleeves. Many sleeves. Everyone seems to have one now in CSGO.
Yeah, you're right.
Got to spend that money somewhere. $16 kills for Apex. Kenny a little better this game, 11-9.
3 kills with Glaive.
I was going to say a bit slow, yeah.
He had quite a good nuke as well. 10 kills total, I think, at the end.
And this, the last round of the half, with an AK, a Galil. 2 CZ75s and 1 Deagle for Astralis. They go up against a full arsenal of weapons on the G2 side. Fans getting behind G2. They weren't behind Astralis yesterday against SK either.
Yeah, that's true.
Danish team won this event last year. North in the form of Dignitas with 2 different players at the time. Good spray down from Body as they walk in. Let's catch back 1. That's going to leave them in quite a good situation. As Glaive, though, with the CZ from range, takes down Body. It's on to Kiarbi to make the move, to make the play. As he gets in behind them from Connector, gap in the smoke, tries to spray to CT, but doesn't want to overstay his welcome and get sprayed down in return. As Apex takes out Glaive, he's now left in a 1 versus 2. And Kenny is ready.
Oof, wow. The analyst said that Kiarbi can be pretty nifty on this map. There's a first headshot for him. The 1v1 count begins. Double Apex.
Double
like
Apex. Woo, double Apex corners are some of the best. Apex takes down Kiarbi, 10-5. Yeah, it's not bad. They had it right, and then they swapped it.
Double Apex. Well,
I was going to just finish the...
maybe it was like 3D vision. You had to be wearing a VR headset or something like that to make it work.
Oh, that would be epic. I like VR. But I was going to make mention as well of North obviously being defending champions, defending finalists, if that's a thing, is VP. They're back again. They were there last year against them. 2-1, I think, the scoreline. This event has been kind to all Virtus Pro.
And SK Gamer was standing.
Very true.
Bananas are out. 10-5 though. E2 fighting back here in the second map. Currently 1-0 to the Danes. Have a look at the buys. 5 sets of armor for Astralis. Looking like they want to maybe get a little bit aggro here at the A ramp. Shot fired off by Dupree. 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs, presumably steps in jungle. Flash over. Smokes. Predicted comes through. It's a very standard A-sided attack. Kiabi struggling somewhat. Does get 2 kills in the end. It wasn't the cleanest, but the third, that was nice and crispy. So made up for it in the end.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, you can see him like kind of shaking his head. He's like, guys, I just missed so bad, but I somehow got 3 kills. They weren't even looking at me. They weren't even moving.
They weren't really. He stood in shadow. It's the first pistol. Second pistol for Astralis.
Oh, yeah,
first in this game, though. Yeah, whiff, 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 whiff. Bang, bang.
Then he just, yeah, the third one's really nice. Boom. That's better.
Bish, bang, bosh. How does that go?
Bish, bash, bosh.
Bish, bash, bosh. Thank you. Glaive going to work the underpass position. Shock's getting closer to it. No flash coming in. Shock's just straight shoulder peek. They'll back off. Neither wanting to get caught out by the other. And more detrimental if Glaive were to die to Shocks. I think he's going to know he's in that corner, surely. Surely he does, and somehow gets the kill, even though he didn't get the first shot off. It's Dupree and Kiarbi that will make up for it in middle, with Kiarbi jumping down specifically to take back Shocks. Device makes a mistake and backs up as Apex slipped underneath of him. All Hallows Eve in 2 days, Hank. 3 days, maybe. What day is it today? Sunday? 2 days.
Sunday. Super Sunday. This is, if you're just joining us, this game is a little bit more sensible than we saw on Nuke. It was a little bit crazy on you. This is more traditional CS, right? It's the 3rd, 4th place playoff. Talk about this a little bit. It's very unlikely with the bomb down MPK, doesn't it? I think. So usually we don't do this anymore. It was very common in like 1.6 and Source, especially. We always used to have this. I guess when the money wasn't rolling so high back in the day, it actually made a lot of difference. The difference between a couple of grand back then was actually kind of a huge deal. I guess now, with the players making so much money and being such a huge tournament, they still take it seriously, don't get me wrong, but the CS they're presenting, especially on the first map, wasn't a normal game. It was obviously them experimenting with some more aggressive tactics and bringing out some different weapons, or the auto sniper, the auto shotguns. The AUG was coming out for about 10 rounds in a row, which is not common in a normal game, quote unquote there. And this one is definitely more of what you used to see. I haven't seen anything like kind of too silly or different coming through. It's quite standard, really. As we'll go towards the A side, Glocks out. Glaive with the opportunity to get a lot of kills. They're flashed up, might get dropped, but dinged up, still on 60 HP. Final kill comes in. Kiabi gets him as he drops down, and there will be Astralis. Scoreline to 10-8. The gun rounds begin here. All available for Kenny S, but it would be a weak buy. It'd be last cannon potentially. Yeah, we'll have a look as to. Does bring out the AWP. He does, so there it is. Yeah, it goes for the smoke, and Flashbang can't afford the body armor.
Overrated. 10-8, Astralis. Convert the 3 rounds. It's like getting a try in rugby and then converting the kick. That's what it's like when you win the pistol and get the rounds after it.
Yeah.
Or the field goal in American football, the sport that's slowly dying as the owners take over bigotry. Glaive, good shot to Shocks. That was a joke, by the way. Oof. Good shot MBK as well. He's gotten inside of Palace and gone aggressive as they're forced out of connector. They funnel directly toward him. He finds 2 quick kills. Device, Zipix, Dupree, therefore the 3 remaining. 1 kill going the way of Astralis so far. A lot of damage onto Kenny S, but he still survives with an AWP, so a threat even if he had 1 HP.
Astralis in the recovery now. Device knows he has to work a little bit harder for this frag. He jumps!
What?
I think that might be like a mouse wheel bug or something. I'm not sure. Good nade, but not enough to kill him. And Device will be going down. That was a very strange jump.
He wanted to get MBK back as well because he knew he was peaking after getting the kills.
Probably gets him by the jump, I'd say, but maybe not. It was touch and go. Dupree now might as well go for it. He's got the MP9. Probably pick up the AWP. Here we go. A chance to save the weapon, it seems. And so fall back. They'll still have money into the next round. This is technically a bonus situation after getting the 3-0. MP9's UMPs. They got the first kill as well, but then MPK came out of the Palace, punished 2 of them, and then the round fell apart. Bomb planted. It's going to be 11-8, but we do save the AWP. Zipex trying to hold onto their weaponry. They're not together here. Is Zipex going for something a little bit cheeky here?
That would be amazing if he slipped in. He has a kit. No time now, it's too late. Dupree hits the shot on body. And Dupree will fall back into the spawn. We now have a first gun round for G2, 11th round overall, 11-8. Our total score this map 2.
It is map 2, 3rd to 4th place. It's all for the money at this point.
Well, that's what it's about at any point, really.
Some players play for the prestige.
Nah, that's not a thing anymore. The spirit died. We sold out to the devil. It's all about the Benjamins.
And the double orb setup comes in for Device and Dupree. Double D combo.
That's not Canadian enough. It's Device, eh?
A.
Device. Kiarby up close. He's going to get aggressive as well. He wants to go all the way. Glaive's got to be worried because they've got 3 out of Palace, and he's stuck inside a sandwich. He needs Kiarby to come back to help him, and they're ready for it. What an entrance from G2. Device A is going to have to go back from the A side into the connector, and that's where an aid lands from Kenny. What a round, G2.
Very fast. Coordinated together. Astralis is well prepared for the double orb setup. Does nothing here. And Zipex and Dupree might have to save once again. They're the B players, and it looks like that's exactly what they'll have to do. G2 now looking likely to take us to a 3rd map. I can't remember what it is. I assume it's Inferno. It always is.
Something like that. Typics. Just going to sit back and try and save the M4. Dupree will do the same with the AWP that they grabbed in the last round.
A fast A approach. MBK body. Finding the close range players there and getting everything done. We do save the orb though. The money is available somewhat for Astralis, I think. They had like 7k going to that round, but they did buy double orb. So they can probably force up with maybe a couple of SMGs or just pistols, depending on which way they're inclined. And they opt for more utility instead and get the CZs out. Definitely a good chance for... Oh, it's actually not too bad at all. So they do get the M4s around the orb. So another chance here. As the Mac 10 comes out, I think that's actually a bad read from Shoxy there. He was expecting a lot less than this in the defense, and 1v1 cam comes out. What is going on here?
Well, we've got Op versus Op on the way through, and although Dupree hits a shot, it's not Kenny he finds. Zipex gets everyone else instead. Kenny still alive, tries to quick scope back against Zipex, who switches his angle to find Apex, but does not find Apex at all. He missed the Apex altogether. His device, though, does make up for it by getting the man aforementioned, and Kenny goes aggressive, but can't hit the quick scope as Kenny often does. 12-9 as Astralis pick up another round.
Astralis holding off the B rush there. Like I said, I think Shoxy, he misread the money. Like, he got the Mac 10 out and a full buy for Astralis there. I have to say, I thought the exact same. I don't have the insight to the money like I usually do at this event. So I thought they'd be much worse off than that. So it's fair enough. Like, it's difficult to track at times in terms of working out exactly how much they saved. And you know, I didn't think they'd have enough for full rifles and utility there. So rush B, didn't expect to find the full stack. And Zipex is usually very good at holding B. Shuts them down. As Apex now looking towards CT spawn, uses his decent position at the A ramp with the AK-47 as well. The entry fragger, of course, for G2, trying to open things up.
Body back up toward Courtyard Mirage. Smoke towards CT from Apex. Sorry, I like making bomb noises. Kiarby in the fire position.
Oh,
will not quite fire them all. I thought he was going to get everyone. Kenny, what a shot.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. And it's going to be Dupree stepping up to the plate as well with the AWP. Zipex. Oof, Kenny S. Dancing in the flames there. They're going to try and boost the CD's spawn. This could actually be a really nice boost. But spotted now. Glaive can't find the damage required. Still with the 4-on-3 advantage. Looking for double digits here. The nade's starting to raid in. And there will be Apex with the flank. This is pretty much the only chance they've got to win this round. He's almost certainly going to execute Dupree here. Opts for the smarter play. There's the one-bullet headshot. Dupree didn't see it coming, and now they've got some time to work with. Not so much pressure applied. It's going to be Zipex to watch towards that connector. Doesn't face, but Device certainly does. Gets one, and up to Apex now to finish off the job. Can't do it. Double digits for Astralis. Money starting to deplete for G2. And it actually will be an eco as well, so Astralis started off in this half with the deficit, but they're starting to get back into it. Fighting back, 2 for Nail.
Starting to get back into it as we get a close game on the cards. We always will. Economy becomes a factor late games like these as well.
Oh yeah, this is certainly an eco. If it's a force buy from G2, I would say that's a bad call. Yeah, okay, so they take the eco. Couple of upgraded pistols. Glaive feeling confident. That's a good flashbang. Doesn't... Oof, not the cleanest of frags, but they all count. Gets a couple, and he probably goes down to the Glock here. Body manages to find the shot, but presumably Kiabi gets him there. Almost dropped as well to the Glock. But a 4-on-2. 12-11 almost guaranteed at this point. It's MBK and Apex have much to work with. The bomb's still down for now. MBK might as well die here. So far removed from the situation with the bombers.
Down he goes to Device. Does exactly that as Apex. The last alive will try and slip through the other pass. Dupree is ready for it. We have a 1-round game. 12-11 as Astralis claw back into things. It was their turn that they were down, if I'm not mistaken. What was the halftime score? 10-5? It was 10-5. I was going to say 10-5, and then I thought I was way off.
Always believe in yourself.
I don't, though, you know?
Yeah.
Usually wrong. You're always right, Hank.
Most of the time. Has been known I've been wrong, I think, once in 2006. We won't get into that.
Was that about CGS, maybe?
No, that was before CGS. CGS was 2007.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
Still,
I don't know when the
10 years
contracts
ago now.
were.
That's mad.
It was a little mad. A life dedicated to Counter-Strike.
Yep.
A book brought to you by Henry G. Coming in 2024.
Stuck the landing at the very end. Got his casting. Just about safe.
It was like a skier who fell down a jump, rolled the whole way down the hill, and then just skis out of it.
Yeah,
Perfectly stylish. Device gets in good middle, gets aggressive in middle, finds not only shocks, but spots Kenny. Kenny decides to re-peek and does so successfully in taking him down. Smoke to the window from Kenny S. Immediately after as Dupree wants to re-peek a WP. Won't go all the way around, though, because he wants to hold the angle for body. Unfortunately.
How's he not got the kill?
I thought done with the nade in his hand.
Yeah, that's a bit of a misplay and a good grenade.
Wow.
Hello, MBK. Oh, it doesn't go in slightly. That would have been a guaranteed frag. If it was the grenades we were talking about on Nuke, it would have been the wall bang down. Could have got him down, but it's the bomb dropped, actually. Glaive was very happy with that. And MBK, oh, goodness gracious. Though with 10 HP, he's feeling very brave here. Can he get this kill surely with the AK? There it is. And it will be 35 seconds. The 2-on-2 begins. MBK, I like this play from him, especially that shot. That's not too bad. Controlled spray. Zipex, though, the final boss of Astralis in every clutch. You can see he's got that look in his eye, that killer instinct. As the players make their way towards the A side, there's one and the bomb dropped. You hate to see that. MBK going to be in a very difficult position now. The 1v1 cam is correct this time, and Zipex goes down. A shake of the head. He's not happy with that.
Not at all. That was a round, I thought, in the 3 versus 3, especially with the low HP. Astralis would wrap up with ease. 13-11, they extend the lead and get 3 away from the GG. The fans are chanting, natural born killer.
I thought it sounded like Henry G. I didn't want to say. So
you're so vain. I bet you think this chant is about you. You're so vain.
Would have heard it. Wouldn't surprise me, but apparently not. It's going to be Astralis on a tactical pause now. 10 seconds remaining after losing the clutch. It seemed like Zipex done everything perfectly, but the final kill coming in. Headshot there. Can't quite convert that 1v1. Will be 13-11. But a lot of reset potential here. Only one player surviving there. Astralis haven't got the best catch. I can see a little MP9 at the top there. UMP making an appearance as well. It's Glaive. What's his play? Let's go towards underpass and push towards that position. Have funds exchange. They have been having a little bit of fun today.
I think we've been having some fun too. That's all right.
Yeah. It's just a warm-up game, right? So it's early. Get everyone kind of in the mood for Counter-Strike and set them up for the serious business of the best of 5. And Device can't find the shot. That could have been the great opening they needed, considering the situation, the gravity of this round as well. Whoever loses this at this stage of the game as well pretty much, like, if it's G2 that picks it up, like, Astralis are out of the game. But if Astralis do it, they're going to tie things up and force a full reset here. Low HP for dupreeh is short. I'm not sure why he doesn't fall back here. So low, UMP in hand as well. They're boosting him up, and Kiabi takes a chance, pushes the connector. It doesn't work out for him, and we're all square again at 4-4.
Smoke deep inside of the window. I was going to say, I think that gives dupreeh vision still. It certainly does. If they thought that was safe or tried to boost, he would absolutely capitalize. Device certainly does. He finds body working up inside of connector. They've got the man advantage to work with. dupreeh still low, but he still as well has, for now, the ladder room covered off as Kenny goes for a jump and then a spray. dupreeh reads that he's going to spray and ducks down behind him. Thankfully, Kenny also blew out the vent in doing so, so he'll slip through that and stay alive for now. As he does, it's over toward B. Device with a fast shot to find Shocks. Kenny does respond eventually by getting down Xyp9x. He expects the flank to come in. That's when Device capitalizes. We're back to within one. I think that might be exactly a reset.
Maybe there's a chance of the 2-0 here from Astralis. G2, probably the best looking team in the group stage, has completely stomped everyone, including this team. This is the opening game for both these teams. It was G2 versus Astralis, where G2 beat them 2-0. And we close it out as well with SK versus Virtus Pro. And that's how we open things up as well. So we started how we intended to go on.
Caribou. That's not how you say his name. Trying to peek in toward A. Chance to tie.
Fourth for this, so they've got a little CZ Steagles. I'm not sure this is the right call. They win the round, they're gods. If they don't, Astralis go up 14-13 pretty much.
They're ready to fire the nade. Oh, I thought it was going to go right off his noggin. Yeah, and then headbutt it back toward his teammates, get a massive amount of damage. The spray is in line, but Xyp9x actually killed dupreeh before Kenny took him down because everyone was in a straight line. It was a matter of connecting the dots. Unfortunately, it landed on the wrong dot in the end. MBK behind the smoke, Deagle in hand. Kiabi needs to be very careful slipping through. He spots MBK before he can respond, and therefore it's down to Apex Bomb. Plant some money in the next round, or at least a small injection of it on top of the 1900 they will get, because it's the second round in a row for Astralis.
Well, that was a little bit dicey. Bomb goes down, though, so in terms of the force bite, not going to be as wrecked as they were. They'll almost certainly be the go into the next round. Look at the final cash. 13-13 after being 10-5 down. Astralis are doing it. The B site seems to be under lock and key. Astralis fans out of full force with the signs. Virtus Pro there as well. Easy feeling the pressure a little bit now. Deagles, Glocks. I think separating them. It looks like it's going to be all full 30 rounds here. Like we saw on Nuke, there's a 1v3 clutch to close it out to avoid overtime. Apex then going down about a 5 though. That's a nice 1-dig towards Kiabi at the start. A lot of work to do, but that's certainly beneficial to kick things off. Deagles, no armor, no nades.
Run boost in middle to try and get further out to the window. I'm sorry, I fell off your head. They're going to send Kenny instead. Maybe send Kenny with a Glock and bait it so that the Deagle can peek. But a flash, counter flash attack. Come on, Device. There we go. Has to be cautious as well of the fact of re-peeking so many times. A pistol started to fire his way. Death by 1,000 paper cuts. That's basically what a Glock is. Xyp9x will take down Apex. We're not out of the woods yet, though, because Shocks has found Device. They'll open up connector, and they're going to wrap directly through toward jungle, but from jungle, Glaive will spot them at balcony. MBK takes down Glaive. MBK, excuse me, Shocks rather takes out Xyp9x. Suddenly, G2 has the lead. This started with pistols. And this, a massive round to win. Put them on 14, potentially get toward map point, and force out a third map. dupreeh has it. Oh, but he goes toward the USB. What an incredible play from dupreeh.
Wow.
How does that work?
No head armor. That's what he's aware of, and taps them off. Sonic can't believe it. How controlled and crispy was that? Now have a high five, son. You deserve it.
That's ridiculous.
Well, that's certainly woken everyone up.
Oh, that first shot.
Oh, just gets him. One more bullet. Oh, good night, Shocks. That's gonna really take down the confidence of G2. Wow, it seemed like they'd managed to get in their favor against all the odds. Well then. Have an eco now, they'll definitely have enough money to buy the bomb going down the last two. But Astralis knocking on the door of third place. After winning the first map, they take the lead, 14-13. Eagle for Debris, I'm assuming he's got AWP down for him. He is, so there we go. So when we devise some main AWP, it's just like, you know what? Debris, you've got this.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable scenes. It gives Astralis the lead, and they control the economy a little bit further. Like you say, they're not broken. They've gotten enough plants to be able to buy in. In doing so, they catch out Kiabi getting aggressive. Maybe he wasn't ready for the AKs. He should have. We were reading it. They should be too. Apex has taken advantage. It's a 2-kill lead now for G2 as they jump over. Glaive got out aggressive again. Flashes, smokes, everything down toward Device. A smoke that will prevent the fire and flames from spreading to his feet so he can at least survive in the position for a little bit longer. Device. Tapping the smoke. Tries to take advantage and pull things back. Xyp9x will. He gets one with a nade. That's the first kill for Astralis in the round as they want to retake. MBK exposed. He's killed by Device. The damage done by Xyp9x. Apex is inside of Sandwich. And he'll get aggressive as well. Swings out after Dupree thought he checked it, thought it was clear. Device. I imagine he goes down on this as well because Apex has great positioning. It's suddenly onto just Xyp9x and he's traded out by Kenny. 14-14.
14-14, but Astralis still have money in the bank here. And we'll be fighting back. There's a single AWP set up there. Device on the M4. Another fast A execution coming in from the G2 boys. This is going to be all 30 rounds. Guaranteed at this point. 14-14, it has to be. He didn't see overtime in the first map. Do we get it here in the second? Astralis looking to close it out on 2. G2 looking to force out the third. This might be a tactical timeout. It is indeed. Astralis is right here. How do we close this game out? What's the play? Sonic there. Sonic again.
Is everything.
It is. Who strikes first? Who guarantees himself overtime?
That is the truth, yep. 2 games that have gone the distance, in this, the third place matchup. And things are actually quite serious and tense. I'm surprised by that. I thought they had more left over than that.
Yeah,
but they're going to take this one on the chin and try and play for overtime.
I remember Dupree won it with the USP, 2 versus 1. They're going for it. They're all in.
My goodness. This is substantial. Third map inevitable, perhaps, if they can't get the opening start in this round. Apex waiting on the smoke. Back. Oh, headshot was there, but he couldn't land it. Nice lucky, perhaps, then to survive. Once he gets back underneath of Shadow, he's firing the UMP. They obviously know, therefore, they're low on income. We're low on income. We'll see what their income is at the end of this round. If they get a payday or not.
Give it up that they've got the force buy here with the CZs and the UMPs. We've heard the bullets fired. Flashbang deployed. It's looking good for MBK as well. Spots one, it's a guaranteed frag. Dupree can't do anything about that. It's very firepower. It's G2 the advantage at this point. Device. Nice sneaky play here, but not in terms of the final execution. There's going to be damage in there, and Glaive still fighting back this MP9. Can he get anything more done? Getting wallbanged at this point, but it looks like it's up to Kiabi to get the 1 digs. There's one. Can he find the second? Not quite, but he has done damage.
The trade potential was always there with the crossfire setup. Unfortunately, Kiabi, incredible first shot, couldn't follow it up, and Apex got the angle on him. It's now down to Xyp9x in another clutch situation.
Surely not.
Smokes out. Oh, he's going to go for Kenny instead, but Kenny is ready for it. And it is map point G2. Overtime secured at the very least.
A little bit scary there. Kiabi with the deagle. If he gets the double, it's over. If it does the damage, takes him down to 27. Wasn't quite enough. That was the all-in play from Astralis. Loss bonus accumulating, but the buy won't be much better, I'm afraid. It's going to be the same sort of equipment. UMPs, CZs.
Shocks. It is a famous. Chalk's already out inside the middle with Kenny on top of the boxes. Good shot. Kirby never saw that coming. Beginning to the end of map 2.
Yeah, this should be almost guaranteed now. Be like an absolute throw from G2 to give this one up. They've got the man advantage. They've got time on the board. They haven't even used any utility yet. Apex in great position. Fallback don't need this frag. Kenny S finds a second. One of the final nails in the coffin here. And it looks like one was certain to go to the third map. Grenades flying in. Waiting on mistakes to be made, and maybe it's going to be G2 to start presenting them first. There's one. Still very unlikely Astralis can do this, but the bomb down for now.
Epics. Behind. Oh, I thought he wasn't going to get that. Does surprise Kenny. Off down. Somehow Astralis have made this a close round as Device is still waiting as well for Shocks to get closer.
They're overthinking it. It's so difficult to win these rounds out. You know what's on the line. You don't want to make a mistake, and you just end up doing nothing. Picked off one by one, but that's a nice shot by Shoxy. And now that might just do it. But it's Zipex getting the dink in the B apartments, but he can't find the kill. They know exactly where he is, and he's only got a pistol. Hasn't even reloaded yet, and that should be it now. Glaive coming in from the kitchen area. They're high HP, he's low, and that's going to be it. We are going to the third map. G2 pull it back.
Impressive style, I thought. They had that with Device posted up, but what a shot from Shocks. Hang on, this guy's going to talk. I think he said something along the lines of G2 win, Hank.
I think you're probably right. Well, there it is. They managed to pull it off. It wasn't the cleanest of games, but a little bit more on par what you used to see.
Interestingly, he said it in English, and we talked over the English, but we all get the point.
Yeah, well, there we have it. It will be Astralis giving it up towards the end. It seemed like they're just about done after going down 10-5. It looked like a great second half for them. Came in touching distance to getting the 2-0. It wasn't meant to be. We've got another map ready to come your way. Kiabi, that was supposed to be his map. He had a very quiet performance again.
Yeah, he looked angry. Looked like he's ready to kill someone. Maybe do it in the server next time.
Yes, he will. So we will have the third map coming up. But before then, we've got a little special treat for you.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's those three guys, the comedians. I can't remember their name.
Beaver and the Boys.
Beaver and the Boys.
Over to you. Oh.
He is mad as he has found out about 1xBet too late.